first thing to recognize on the International Criminal Court is that there have been the same basic reasons for our not being a party to the Rome Statute have been espoused from the Clinton administration through the Bush administration. And the basic argument, check this with the messenger, the basic argument is that under this system of complementarity, we cannot be sure that some prosecutor at some point will decide, we haven't done the best investigation, or we haven't, we acquitted someone because of some illegitimate reason. Whatever it is, the fear is there may be some kind of political prosecutor out there who will go after Americans on a basis that, without having a strong basis, right? And they get at that through the law, their analysis of what the Rome Statute says. It's true, the Rome Statute is not a perfect legal document. There are a lot of holes in it, and I have to admit, I am not that happy with the current prosecutor at the ICC. I think he's made a lot of mistakes. I think that the way he's gone after Bashir of Sudan, not necessarily the actual going after him, but indicting on genocide and things, he's been a little bit more of, he's caused more concern for people in the United States, in the government, than he should. He's playing a little bit more of a political game than he should. Putting that aside, though, I think there are strong reasons for us to be a party, and I think the reasons that are usually stated for us to stay out of the court are pretty weak when it comes down to it. It's pretty unlikely, particularly if we have the laws to prosecute people for war crimes, crimes against humanity, and genocide in our own country, that it's going to be really hard for any prosecutor to come after Americans. Now, that said, there are a lot of reasons why the U.S. took that position in the first place. One is that in 1990, from 1995 to 1998, while the Rome Statute was being negotiated, Jesse Helms, a late senator from North Carolina, was the head of the Foreign Relations Committee, and he hated the UN, he hated international organizations generally, and the idea to him that there was going to be some international court out there trying Americans, right, that foreigners would try Americans, was, he wasn't going to have any of that. So there was that pressure on the Clinton administration. The military at the time hated the idea of an international court because they said, well, American military, members of the military personnel are all over the world. We're more exposed than any other country, blah, blah, blah. And that kind of pressure was really put on the negotiators, the American negotiators at Rome, and they thought they had certain red lines they couldn't cross, and they weren't. And ultimately, President Clinton wasn't willing to cross the military. There were some other things going on in 1998 in American politics, we'll all remember, and he didn't want one more thing to have to deal with. So he didn't. So that's more explanation than justification. At this moment, I think that the Obama administration is probably going to review our position regarding the ICC. And my guess is that over the next few years, we'll start to be more involved with the ICC. We'll share information on crimes. We'll try to assist in identifying criminals, whatever it might be. I don't think we're going to become a member of the ICC anytime soon. I personally have been disappointed in what I've seen just in dealing with detainees and other things related to our own situation. It doesn't strike me that President Obama is going to push forward and create a sort of a political issue with the ICC.